Alright, so Tekken Talk just happened. The day before yesterday, as of the airing of this video, I guess. And they had a lot to talk about, and we're going to review everything in pretty heavy detail. I want to go over all the stuff except for the Tekken World Tour content at the end. I'm not going to review the Anna trailer because, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that Anna's back. We all knew she was coming. She was teased when Clive was released at the fucking Game Awards and shit. So, obviously, we knew she was coming. Knew she was most likely going to be the first DLC character for Season 2. And sure enough, she is. Always liked Anna. Love her personality compared to Nina, who has virtually no personality. So, I mean, I like Nina better as a character because she's more badass. Just, I'll fucking kill you without a second thought. And Anna's not really all about that. She's more like, get the fuck out of here, I'll blow you up with my bazooka so I can get to my damn sister. I appreciate the dynamic between Anna and Nina, and the story that they have so far, it's whatever. It's the same fucking thing for, 31 years now? Nothing new. They haven't added a single thing except for in Tekken 7 when Nina killed Anna's soon-to-be husband there on their wedding day. So that sucks. But looks like we're getting Anna with a vengeance for this game. So neat. But I don't care. I don't play the Williams sisters. I never will. I never have. I'm a Mishima guy, so any character that's revealed that's not a Mishima or Armor King or Lei, I'm not going to do a reaction for, because I don't feel like I need to. But, moving on from the yattering and getting to the substance of the video, let's go through all the cool shit that they have to say. I'm going to give my 2 cents. I'm going to talk some shit. I'm going to babble. So there will be timestamps. So if you don't like hearing all my dumbass thoughts, then fucking press the timestamps and see what my next dumbass thought happens to be for the next section of the video. So, starting with this bitch, Season 2 character and stage pass. We knew it was going to be Anna. Looks like we're getting a stage and a character in the summertime. So, we're just getting Anna for now on March 31st, if you got the early access pass, which I'm going to get, because I'm fucking stupid and I'm a sucker. And I love this game, even though everybody seems to fucking hate Tekken 8. I get it. There's a whole bunch of reasons why it makes sense people hate this game. It's 100% justified, because it really is a broken piece of shit right now. But they're doing a lot to fix it. Season 1 was pretty bad, but Season 2, looking pretty good. I'm really impressed with the changes, except for one, which we'll go over in a sec. But Season 1, bit of a flop, and I understand the grievances people have with it. But I'm having a blast. I still love Tekken. And the reason I'm getting the early access pass for the characters is because I want to lab them properly. I want to be able to pick them up, get in the lab, and learn every little detail about them, because I fucking suck unless I know the matchup on some level. And even then I still suck ass at this game, because it's Tekken and everybody sucks. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to buy the character season pass for the whole thing. You get everything at a bit of a discount, so you might as well. Plus the 2 stages, who knows? They might be pretty cool fucking stages. But we're getting 6 DLCs, a stage and a character in the summertime, another character in the autumn, and then another stage and another character in the winter. I'm guessing there's probably going to be another special guest character, most likely, the 4th one. So, and they also disclosed that one of the characters in this little lineup here, that we're unaware of who they are, is going to be a Tekken original character. So, like Reina, Victor, Azucena, there will be another addition to the game who has never made an appearance in a Tekken game prior to this one. So, but they will be Tekken originals. So, future Tekkens, they will make a return, most likely. Leroy was a DLC for Season 3 of Tekken 7, and he made it into the base roster of Tekken 8 because he was that popular. So, who knows? This next character might just be the same exact thing. But that only leaves one character. So, I'm kind of bummed out about that, because really, at the end of the day, you can say that I think the next character in line with the stage, the reason why they're releasing a character and a stage at the same time in the summertime is to entice people to buy that package. They might come as a package, who knows? I don't know. But it's to entice people to get the DLC in general because there's multiple things to get. I think that stage character combination for summer is going to be the original character for Tekken. The next DLC character we get will be the original character. The fourth one in winter, with the stage, again, will probably be another special guest character, like I said, like Clive was, from a completely different franchise. So, that leaves us with one character in Tekken 7, and I gotta say I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed because I want Armor King and I want Lei. I don't really care if they don't make it in the game this season, it's okay. I've got my boys, I've got my Kazuya and my Heihachi and my Devil Jin, so I don't really care if anybody else makes it into the game. But I would like to see Armor King and Lei back just because they are iconic as fuck, and I genuinely love playing both of those characters. Armor King is like a Mishima who fucking throws you, and it's so sick. It's like free wins galore when you're online, because nobody can break throws, even in God ranks, and when you're fucking mixing them up with 50-50 throws and shit. And Armor King is the only one else besides King who has those. So it's fun for that. Plus he's a Mishima, so he's my style. And then Lei is just so ridiculous that you can't not love the guy. He's so ridiculous. He's got a million fucking stances. The most stance-heavy character in the history of Tekken, which is saying a lot considering how many characters have stances in this game. And he's the king of that shit. You know, he lays on the ground. Lei is fucking awesome. And he's got drunken boxing stats. I mean, Lei is a fucking cool character. So if we see Armor King Lei, I'm happy. But there's a good chance we're only getting one, if any, this season. So those are my thoughts on the characters and the stage pass. I think it's a cool marketing idea. But please, Banco, give us Armor King. Okay? Give us Armor King. Sell a fuck ton of DLC, and then you have 4 more open slots for Season 3, where you can start putting in the Miguels, and you can start throwing in the fucking, the Lei, and you can give us, who else is popular that people keep clamoring for? Bruce would be cool. Anybody else? I don't really care. Bob? People want Bob for some stupid reason? Nah, Bob can stay the fuck out of Tekken for all I care, but that's my opinion. Yeah, so I think interesting idea that they're doing with the characters right now, except it's too bad that there's only going to be 4 again, and that they didn't reveal the information prior to the characters being announced. Like, I think they should go the Street Fighter Mortal Kombat route, where they announce all the characters in a package, and then give us the option to buy individual characters, or give us the option to buy the package. I think that would be a better move on the Tekken developers' part, because I mean, come on, yes, Tekken has not sold as many copies as Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. It hasn't been out as long as those games, but it's also not available on as many consoles either, which is a huge factor. Those two things are major factors. They just broke the 3 million mark, so we have full confirmation on that now. Now all the guys saying that Tekken 8 has sold 8 million or 3 million copies, you can say that, and it's okay because we have data on that backs up your statement. Before we had this announcement, it was not okay to go around fucking reporting that. You don't just get to say things because you have an opinion, especially when you have an audience. You know, because then that audience is going to take your opinion, and a bunch of them are going to parrot that, and then there's going to be a bunch of misinformation spread throughout the community, and that's how stupid bullshit gets started, and people believe in dumb things, and gullibility happens, right? Because misinformation is very misleading. So let's try to hold off on the misinformation and the premature reports on certain statistics. I say that to like 6 or 7 different content creators in the Tekken community that I'm aware of. No one specific, but 6 or 7 different people that I have noticed that do that frequently. So, cut it out. But, hey, great. Congrats to the devs making 3 million copies sold for Tekken 8. I can't believe they only sold an extra 1 million copies in 1 fucking year. That's insane to me. That just goes to show that Season 1 Big time flop. Big time flop. They fucking dropped the ball with Season 1. Even though I love Tekken 8, I still bitch about the game like it's a piece of shit because the lack of defensive tools and options in this game is just ridiculous. And somebody like me, I'm a very defensive player. I don't do certain things until I've earned the right. I don't just go off and assault and be aggressive in your face unless I've got the momentum. I play a lot of neutral, I play a lot of moving around and baiting whip punishes and then capitalizing. Like, that's how I like to play. I'm not a mash heavy, get in and beat the fuck out of your opponent, bulldog style character, or player, sorry. I don't even use a character that does that anyways. Kazuya is very, very defensive as a rule, even in this game, where he's got insane heat. It doesn't matter. He's still very, very defensive as a character, and that's the style that I like to play, but defensive play gets fucked in Tekken. As we just saw with the tournament for with Joka and Nino, the grand finals of the European Cup, when Joka was blocking for 6 years, and he lost 70% of his health bar to blocking. That was some funny-ass shit, man. Lost 70% of his health bar. That was gray health this fucking long relative to my face. Like, the bar of health of gray was that long. He had like that much yellow health, and all he did was block. Oh man, and that was in tournament at the highest level of play, European Cup. That's fucked up, man. Season 1 has a lot of problems. A lot of problems, man. A lot of problems. The bears are ridiculous. Dragunov is still ridiculous. We'll talk about him in a second, though. Jin is still absolutely, like, unapologetically bullshit. Jin is the most broken character in the game, still. But again, we'll talk about him in a second, too. And then there's Clive and Nina and Yoshimitsu and fucking Claudio and Shaheen and Alisa, Law, King. All these characters that are ridiculously broken right now that need some serious adjustments, and it sounds like they're gonna do that in spades. We're gonna go over that in a second too. So, final thoughts on the character thing. Cool idea. Releasing the stage with a character twice throughout the year. I like that we don't get bombarded with stages, but you should release the characters' identities before they come out. Like, they should have all been released with Anna, in my opinion. That's what Street Fighter's doing, that's what Mortal Kombat's doing, and they're both selling very well. And Street Fighter is killing it with the online Steam statistics that we have. Street Fighter is really killing it right now. So I think that Tekken, because Tekken and Street Fighter are like neck and neck most of the time, they're just as popular as each other, depending on what region of the world you're in. You know, like in Japan, Street Fighter's leagues and bounds more popular than Tekken. But in South Korea, Tekken is twice as popular as Street Fighter. Over in North America, they're both about the same. It really does depend on where you are. In Europe, Tekken seems to be the more popular of the two. So, if you want to compete with your competition, then maybe try taking some more pages out of their books, like releasing the whole character package at once. At least the information, not all the characters at once, but you know what I'm saying. So, anyways, let's see what else we got in the video. Quick note here that they're doing Season 2 Character Pass. Everybody should note this. It includes only the 4 characters. So what you see on the left of the screen there, right over there, is what you get for this pass. So don't everybody be getting pissed off and tweeting all the bullshit about how you don't include the fucking stages with your character pass. They legitimately, they straight up tell you the information. Straight up. Season 2 Character Pass, which includes only the 4 characters. So I know there's gonna be some dumb fucks, because it's Tekken fans. There's gonna be some dumb fucks on Twitter and Reddit and Discords that are gonna be bitching about the fact that they bought the character pass and yet they still have to pay for the stage. They're telling you right now that that is the case. So nobody should be bitching about that. This is this is fucking revealed information at this point. So don't be fucking stupid. Buy the character pass, buy the stages separately, do your thing. That's what I'm gonna do. So support the game. Tekken needs it. It's not doing as well as Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, and I think it should be doing better than both. Now we get to the shit that I want to talk about, the balance adjustments, large-scale balance adjustments. They said that they have 1,500 balance adjustments across the board, right? 1,500 balance adjustments across the board. 1,500 divided by what? What do we got? 36 characters or 34 characters? 34 right now, right? No, 36 plus Anna's 37. So, well, they're not going to do anything with Anna. She's brand new, so she won't be getting any patches till like maybe a month in, if any. But it'll probably just be bug fixes. But large-scale battle balancing adjustments, 1,500 divided by 34 is like what, 40-something adjustments per character on average. Obviously, some characters are going to be getting a fuck ton more than others. I expect them to neuter. With that number, they are certainly going to neuter some characters. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So those people that are saying, I don't think it's a good idea to completely destroy the top 5, it turns out it sounds like that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to fucking kill the top 5. And we're going to talk more about that later, because there's some fucking hard evidence about that later, too. I'm excited. That's so sick. But the top 5 is gonna die, or are going to die, because English sucks and I suck at speaking it. But Jin, Nina, Yoshimitsu, Dragunov, and the 5th you can switch out, but I say Clive. Clive is, like, in my opinion, top 5. He is still absurd, and he's still dominating in tournaments, as we just saw at the European Cup. And I think that those 5 characters are going to get kneecapped out of fucking to oblivion. So I expect to see, like 60-something changes per the top 5. And then I'm expecting to see very, very few changes on other characters. Characters that I don't think really are going to be touched very much include Paul. I don't think he's going to be touched a whole lot. He's in great shape as he is. Hwoarang, I don't see too many adjustments coming his way. Kazuya, I don't think they're going to do much to Kazuya at all. Maybe a couple of things to Heihachi, but I really don't expect them to do much to Heihachi. Reina, Lily, who else we got in the game? That's Asuka. I don't see any of them really buffing or nerfing any of those guys that I just talked about. Honestly, Leroy, too. I don't really see much happening to him. Lars, too. Like, all these characters are really strong. The reason that you don't see them in competitive play right now is maybe they're missing a couple of little things. Like, the things that I think Kazuya is missing is defensive tools right now, which they have implemented now. They put some defensive capabilities into the game, with sidestepping being a thing into the foreground, which, holy fuck, I don't even know how to... You have no idea how much I love that change and how much I've clamored for it. And if you've been watching my channel and you stay consistent watching my videos, then you know that I have talked about being able to sidestep into the foreground from a crouching position or off of a tech roll into the foreground immediately. I've been wanting that for decades, and it's never been a thing in Tekken. And now it is. So that's huge. Like, you don't even need to do anything to Kazuya now. As long as I can move around, I'm good. I don't need a damn thing with that character. Same with Heihachi. Just give me better lateral movement so that I'm able to move out of the way of the bullshit that this game doesn't let you move out of the way from. Because the tracking is so good, despite the movement being buffed from Tekken 7. I believe that the movement is legitimately buffed from Tekken 7. But it doesn't feel like it because all the tracking is buffed too. So, they're fixing that. It sounds like the buffering input for the sidestep that they talked about as well, where you can tap the sidestep input a little bit earlier than you normally would have to time it, and it would still execute the sidestep when it was time to sidestep. When the animation was able to take effect, that's when it's going to take effect. Sounds to me like that's what they're doing, so you don't have to be as precise with your inputs. I think that's cool. I don't want them to do it to an extent that ruins the work and the skill that a lot of the work that other people have put in, like myself, and the skill that a lot of better players than I am have. They have amazing timing with their sidesteps. They know exactly what strings they're able to sidestep in which direction, like the third hit or the second hit of certain strings. Like Nina's running 3-4, whatever the fuck, you can sidestep the second hit to the right. If you time it right. Now it's going to be super easy to sidestep that move after the first hit connects on block. So, and same thing goes with like Claudio's down, what is it, down 2-1-2? I don't know Claudio. So is it just 2-1-2 or is it down 2-1-2 or what? I don't fucking know the input. But the third hit, I'm pretty sure you can sidestep left, if not both directions. And the timing on that is fairly tricky. Also, Claudio's down 1-2. You can sidestep the second hit left all the time. So that makes that move very balanced. But the timing is fairly tight. And they're making it so the timing is not going to be as tight anymore for the sidesteps. I hope it doesn't fuck with the legacy skill that a lot of players have. But I am welcoming that kind of a change because fuck the movement in this game, even though it's buffed, apparently. So that's amazing. But the large-scale balance adjustments, holy shit, I can't wait to see what they got in store for that shit. So they're going to expand the strategic options of the heat system to allow players to showcase their individuality. That's pretty vague. Don't really know what that means, but I have a pretty good idea that they are talking about the heat engagers. Certain characters have full crouch mix-ups, namely Anna. You've also got Shaheen, who's got a bloody, disgusting one. Law's got a ridiculous one. You've got fucking Dragunov has full crouch down forward 1-4, so he's got a full crouch mix-up as well. The most egregious one of all would be Yoshimitsu with his unblockable, which is, 26 frames to impact. So, and you're at minus 17 after eating a heat engager, which means that you can't interrupt with a jab. They've got a 1 frame advantage over your jab, so Yoshimitsu's unblockable is going to hit you if you try to press any button. So your best decision would be, if you see the unblockable start up, just input hop kick immediately and try to get out of there. But I mean, a lot of people are going to get fucked from that. So if the Yoshimitsu baits out the fucking unblockable low and goes for a jab or a hop kick or something because they think that you're going to try to hop kick the unblockable low, then you get floated and you die. Or if you eat the unblockable low, you also die. So it's going from a full crouch mix-up after eating a heat engager, and now you're minus 17, and now you have to take the next thing as a guess. I'm straight up, of all the changes they're talking about, I love them. But the full crouch mix-up from a heat engager, no. Fuck no. I do not agree with that. Horrible idea. That's ridiculous. It's adding more guessing to the game that we're pissed off about having to guess so fucking much in. You know? So now you're throwing that in? Like, no, fuck that shit. That's a horrible change. I don't think that they should have done that. I know they're doing it, literally, they're doing it for Anna. Like, it's fucking true. Maybe the new character that comes in that's the original Tekken character that hasn't been announced yet, that'll come out after Anna, maybe they're gonna have another full crouch mix-up as well, so they get to take advantage of that system from the heat engagers as well. Cool, but that doesn't mean that it's a good idea just because those characters have those mix-ups. It doesn't mean it's a good idea to add that shit. Those mix-ups are supposed to be earned. When you just hit them with a fucking heat engager, sometimes heat engagers just hit. Because again, you're sidestepping. Certain moves have wonky hitboxes in this game. Certain moves track a lot more than they should. So if you're sidestepping, expecting to evade something that they do, and the thing that you expected to evade doesn't get evaded, and you get smoked, and now you've eaten a heat engager, okay, I guess I took that. I don't know how that hit me, but cool, I guess now I'm at minus 17. Let's guess the follow-up. The full crouch mix-up isn't earned at that point. They're just doing it for free. And that's a little too strong. Plus, you're in Tekken 8, where the damage in combos is absurd. So, I don't know. On one hand, if you let Anna, or if you do, if Anna does the full crouch mix-up off the heat engager, once she does that, if you block it, yes, she gets launched from both options, the mid and the low. But if you eat it, she does ridiculous damage to you. And it is a guess every time. I just don't think that that's a good implementation, and I wonder whose fucking idea that was to put it in the game, because it's a bad idea. Really bad idea. You are going to cause a fucking ruckus in the community. And that's not a good way to start Season 2. So, heat engager with that allows full crouch mix-up by holding down, back, down, or down forward after the heat engager connects. I don't agree with that. I think it's a bad idea. Now, this is coming from a Kazuya player who, every time you eat a heat engager from my character, you are guessing for big low or big mid anyways. So, from my perspective, I don't really have a leg to stand on because I'm already playing the most 50-50 based character in the whole game, right? And his 50-50 is a monster. And so, you can argue that that's a problem, and not all characters have ridiculously strong lows like Hell Sweep that scare the shit out of people into making sure they duck your character a fuck ton. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a bad change. I don't think I have any room to bitch about it because I play Kazuya, but I definitely think that there are going to be a lot of unhappy people in the community. And considering how rocky of a start this game has gotten off to for Season 1, and how pissed off everybody is, how many people have left the game from the time that they initially bought it till now, it's like 60%, 70% of the player base from the people that bought the game till now. It's a huge fucking number. A lot of people have left. So, if you want them to come back, you need to offer them things that are not what they're currently bitching about, and the heat engager full crouch mix-up is more of what people are already bitching about. Except that might actually prove to be worse than the stuff we've got going on right now. So only time will tell, we'll have to figure it out, but I mean, everybody seems to agree on this, except the developers. So, I haven't seen a single content creator say anything positive about that, and I don't expect to. And even my thoughts right off the bat, once I saw that shit, I thought, no fucking way they're doing that. They literally put it in the game for Anna. Are you serious? Okay, well, anyways, her full crouch mix-up is brutal. But I'm more afraid of Yoshi's. I'm actually terrified of that fucking unblockable low. Like, you don't even have... It doesn't matter. You guess mid, guess low, you're fucked anyway. It's unblockable. You can't do shit. So, fuck that. The only option is to be offensive. After you just ate a 17-frame heat engager. So you're at minus 17, and they're telling you that against Yoshi, your best bet is to press a button at minus fucking 17. Like, minus 17, you're standing there unable to do shit for 10 years. And they're begging you to mash a button, because if you don't mash a button, that minus 17 is going to turn into death. So make sure you mash a button. Oh, but you mashed a button. So now, guess what? That mashing of the button turned into death too, because Yoshi didn't do the unblockable. Instead, he did down forward 2, and now whatever button you press doesn't matter, because down forward 2 beats everything. And now you're launched, and now you're dead. And down forward 2 is safe with Yoshi, right? So he can just do it with no risk to himself at all, and then get 80 fucking damage on top of the heat engager he just hit you with. Fuck that. Fuck that. Don't like this change. The more I think about it, the more I find reasons to hate it, and fuck. I'm glad I'm getting the bitching out of the way early in the video. We're at like half an hour into the fucking video. But I'm glad I'm getting the bitching out of the way early in the video, because there's a lot of good shit in Season 2. There's a lot of good shit, and I really need to nail that home for everybody. For people who don't understand what the good shit is, let's go more in detail and see what else they got. So, this is an interesting change. Making it possible to perform Heat Smash and Heat Burst from certain characters' unique stances. They show Zafina doing a couple of things like that. She's in Scarecrow stance, and then she goes and does Heat Burst from Scarecrow stance. And in Scarecrow stance, she has a Heat Smash that's low, that does like 40 damage. Not even that. I don't think it even does 40. Does it do 40? Does it do 35? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It guarantees a Power Crush follow-up as well. So, pretty damn good Heat Smash. But the Heat Smash that she does from Scarecrow that we see in the trailer is her Heat Smash from neutral. So, that's going to be interesting to figure out. What kind of change did they do there? Did they just get rid of the Heat Smash? Is it a different notation? What's the deal here? The other thing they say is enable a return to crouching state upon hitting with the Heat activation move. So this is what we were just talking about. Heat engagers by inputting 1, 2, or 3. Heat engagers get, you connect to the heat engager, and by inputting 1, 2, or 3, you can fucking duck and then go into the full crouch. You're like running while you're crouched. It looks so weird. But the reason it says 1, 2, or 3, they're not talking about actual like Tekken notations, like 1, 2, or 3. They're talking about the 8-way run system. Bandai Namco is the same company that made Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur has the 8-way run system. 1, 2, and 3 is down, back, down, and down, forward, respectively. 4 is back, neutral is 5, forward is 6. So it's a really weird notation. Like 6-6A, 6-6B would be forward, forward A, or square if you're on a PlayStation. Forward, forward B is triangle if you're on a PlayStation. Those are the weird notations for Soul Calibur. So I used to play Soul Calibur. I love Nightmare. He's my main in that game, and so I know the notations from that game. But I'm not an expert at Soul Calibur. I don't really know fucking dick about the game. I find it weird that they said 1, 2, or 3 when you could have just put the directional notations there. But correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty damn sure that's what 1, 2, or 3 means here. I'm almost 99.9, well, I'm almost 100% fucking positive about this, but if I'm wrong, then, feel free to say something in the comments. But, yeah, cool little change with the Heat Smash and Heat Burst from stance. Don't really care, again, it's not something that's going to impact me, but a lot of players like to use stance-heavy characters. I don't play stance characters, except for, well, I guess Heihachi and Devil Jin have stances now, but Kazuya's still stanceless, unless you count Wave Dash, which you shouldn't. It's not a stance. It's like a mode that you enter for a brief moment that allows access to certain moves, but it's an input, a directional input button. So if Wave Dash is a stance, then Korean Backdash Cancel should also be considered a stance, and I don't consider that a stance, so I don't consider Wave Dash a stance. So Kazuya has no stances. So I think that it's a cool thing to add for stance-heavy characters who aren't able to do anything heat-related in their stances, but, doesn't affect me, so I got not much to say about it. Here's a brief showcase as to what this is. She's doing a regular Heat Smash from stance, and she did the Heat Burst from stance as well. So, kind of neat. This is what the Heat Engager crouching thing looks like. Check this running shit out. She's crouching after the Heat Engager connects. Anna is. Hits her with the 14-frame booty. Gets the fucking... Now she's doing the combo, and that's shit damage. But who knows what kind of damage Anna's gonna have once you optimize those combos from full crouch mix-up. That's looking insane. I don't like that fucking change, but it's their game, not mine. Fuck, man. This shit. This is what I'm fucking talking about. This is what we've all been clamoring for, man. Everybody, except players who like these types of characters, like the 10% of the community that's into this stupid shit. Everybody else, the chip damage during heat state has been decreased overall. The chip damage is decreased when heat dash is blocked too. Beautiful. Fucking awesome change. I love that. That's how it should be. Heat dash does way too much damage on block. It's basically, you know, fucking heat. I don't care if you block this next move. You're in rage. You've got, you know, this much health left. You can see how much I'm talking about on the screen. Like that fucking much health left. And then you've got, I'm in heat. You're not. I'm gonna heat dash with my 13 frame heat engager. Oh, you blocked it. Don't care. Now you've got 1 pixel of health left. That's not how it should be. So now they've decreased heat dashes to doing 4 damage on block. Good idea. That shit does hardly anything now. And that's how it should be. Chip damage in Tekken is not, it shouldn't be a thing. So it should be 10% at most of what it currently is at. I hope that they decrease the chip damage overall in this game to being 10% of what it currently is. The chip damage the bears output, the chip damage that Fang can output, Dragunov, Nina, fucking everybody in Heat, even Kazuya does a lot of fucking ridiculous chip damage in Heat. Heihachi, you know, these characters do tons of fucking chip damage. And, you know, other characters, Alisa with the freaking chainsaws. Holy fucking crap, she's ridiculous. The chip damage universally needs to be deleted or severely toned down to 10% of what it is. And then this game will be in a much better state. I think chip damage is an interesting thing to implement into Tekken, because it's never been a thing before. It was a little funny gimmick option that you could turn on and off in the old games, but it never took any real part in competitive play. Now it's everywhere. Now chip damage is deciding tournaments, as we just saw with the European Cup. So, fuck chip damage in Tekken. It shouldn't be a thing. It never was before, and it shouldn't be now. So, 10% of what it currently is, and I think then it'll be fair. And the best change in this section that I'm so stoked about, they changed certain characters' heat activation moves with Power Crush properties available from standing state to standard Power Crush moves. That means no more Blonde Bomb with Nina. No more fucking back 3+4, whatever the fuck it is with Eddie. No more back 1+2 with Azucena. No more same shit with Victor. None of that shit with Shaheen. All these characters that have these stupid ass fucking Asuka, forward 1+2 or whatever it is. All these characters that have these ridiculous bullshit power crushes that go into heat engage. Like, all you're trying to do is take my turn. Oh, it's my turn. Okay, we're done playing footsies. All right, I'm gonna go for a jab check. Oh, I got power crushed into heat engage into +17, and now I'm forced to stand there and guard and hope the next thing that comes up doesn't kill me. All I tried to do was take my turn, and you're gonna punish me for that? So they knew that was a bad idea. They knew it was fucking destroying the game. Power Crush heat engagers are one of the things that people have been bitching about since this game's inception. So, they are gone. Thank fuck. They are gone. And that includes bullshit. Even Jin has a Power Crush heat engager. Fucking stupid. So, like, that guy's just got fucking everything. It's just insane what Jin's got. So I think, Power Crush heat engagers from standing state, so maybe that doesn't include Jin. I don't know, whatever. Regardless, like, Kuma has a Power Crush heat engager. It's gonna be gone. So they're already nerfing all these characters. Azucena's getting nerfed. Victor's getting nerfed. Shaheen, Kuma, Nina, fucking Eddie. You know, all those characters with those ridiculous Asuka are getting nerfed because they're losing one of their best tools. Because those tools are broken, and they shouldn't be in the game. You're stealing the other player's potential momentum that they earned, or that they are at least attempting to try to earn, by just pressing a button, and now you've got all this reward. You've given them some damage, you're in heat now, they're at -17, and they have to guess for potentially their life now. That is way too much reward for just one little tiny mechanic that only a handful of characters in the game have access to. Bullshit. So thank fuck it's gone. I greatly approve of this fucking message. So here you got Azucena showcasing back 1+2, I think it is. and her new heat engager. So they're replacing, essentially, they're taking away all the Power Crush heat engagers, and they're giving them different heat engagers that are useful, like 3-3 for Azucena after she does up forward 2. She gets a normal hit with that move, it connects, and then she goes into 3-3 for big damage, and now she's in heat and right in your face at plus 17. So, crazy change for Azucena. I wouldn't say that's a buff, because the Power Crush heat engager is still better than that. But really interesting way to add some creativity to Azucena and give her more of an identity. You know, she was just sitting in the same camp as all the other Power Crush heat engager characters, and now she's got kind of her own little thing. I like that Azucena kind of has something that's a little more for her specifically now, and they're probably going to do this for every character. So, every character that has Power Crush heat engagers. So, great fucking change. Love this. Holy fuck, dads, you're killing it. Besides the whole crouching heat engager shit, that's the only problem I have. Every other change you talked about is fucking fantastic. So, take my hat off to you, but my head would get cold, so I'm not going to do that. This is a really cool change that I've already sort of addressed a little bit, so I'm not going to go too into detail here, but they're allowing lateral movement towards the foreground from a crouching state, where we can watch what that means in a second here, but initially, in Tekken, you couldn't crouch into the foreground, or you couldn't go from crouching state and then sidestep into the foreground. Now you can. I think that's fucking awesome. I'm very curious to see how that's going to feel and how that's going to fuck with the controls potentially. I hope it doesn't. I hope everything feels just the same as it does now, except with slightly more lenient sidestepping input functionality and being able to sidestep into the foreground from a crouching state. I think that's fucking awesome. If it's like that, then this is going to be the best movement that Tekken's ever seen, and I can't fucking wait. I've been asking for this for decades, and it's finally here. When I saw this initially, I should have streamed this, but I've been away. I've been at school for voice acting and acting in general, and I just came back. I just got home, so that's why I'm a little bit late to the party here. And I'm fucking I'm busy as shit, so that's why this channel only gets a video a week or 2 videos every 2 weeks or something, you know, like it's slim pickings. I apologize, but I'm doing the best I can with what I got, and my initial reaction when seeing this should have been streamed, because I lost my shit inside, and I should have lost my shit outside, externally, because it would have been a lot more satisfying for me and for whoever the fuck likes watching me lose my shit. It was a dream come true. Seeing this this is the change that I was most excited about, to be honest. I'm all about the Power Crush heat engagers being gone. That's fan-fucking-tastic. But that's only been a thing that I've wanted gone since Tekken 8. The ability to crouch and then sidestep into the foreground despite being in crouching state has been a thing that I've wanted in this fucking game for 30 years. Well, at least since Tekken 3 anyways. And they finally fucking did it. So hell yeah. Hats off to the dev team. Cold air or not, that's some good shit right there. Fuck yeah. Ease input difficulty at the start of rounds. So they're also adding a little bit of a buffer window at the start of rounds. So for those of you who like to be aggressive and start rounds with attacks, full disclosure, you shouldn't fucking do that. Just backdash or sidestep, preferably backdash, and then chill and see what your opponent's gonna do. You know, that's the smartest way to go. Watch the pros, that's how they usually play. But if you like to mash, this is going to appeal to a lot of the newbies. You can now jab, and your jab won't be beaten out by a hop kick, because the jab input comes out at the exact frame that the jab input was able to come out at the start of a round, and the hop kick will be the same, but the jab will always win now, because jabs are 10 frames and hop kicks are 15 frames. So the jab's gonna beat out the hop kick every time. So no more, what the fuck, I jabbed and he hop kicked and he beat me. That's never gonna happen again. Probably. Unless you're playing against a character with high crushing hop kicks, like Claudio or something. with jab crushing hotkicks anyways. So Shaheen is another one that goes under jabs when he does his hop kicks. So you're not going to be able to jab those characters out of their hop kicks, but at least you'll be able to take some momentum from the start of the round if you do decide to press buttons and your input was you've inputted a faster move than the move that your opponent chose at the beginning. So again, though, I don't recommend pressing buttons at the start of a round. I do it sometimes because you never know. Sometimes you're playing against a person who's demonstrated patterns that they're like, oh, this guy loves to mash at the beginning of the rounds, and he's always doing the same shit, like Hwarang down 4-4, some people. Some people love to do Hwarang down 4-4 at the beginning of the round because it's potentially a free, easy counter hit that goes under a lot of potential moves that people might want to try at the beginning of the round. But as soon as you know that they're going to go for that, then you go for a big launch or a counter hit or something, and you kill them. Now you don't have to worry about potentially trading or losing out. You're going to beat them every time as long as the move that you put in was faster than the move that they chose to put in at the beginning of the round. So fucking good shit. So this is the demonstration here. There you go. Jin, as we all know, Dragunov down 2 leaves the opponent in crouching status. And now you don't have to worry about shit like that. Crouching status, you can sidestep the follow-up regardless. And same thing with this move. You can sidestep the third hit anyways now. But it's much easier to do so. The input is there's a lot more leeway for the sidestep window. So people are going to be sidestepping shit all over the place in this game now. And fucking good. It's a 3D fighting game. We should be able to sidestep a lot more moves than we currently can. So good improvement on their part. Again, I love this shit. Now we're getting to the part that everybody loves talking about. Who doesn't love talking about ranks? I'm more interested in balance adjustments and character data, but ranks are extremely popular in the community, as evident by my most popular video. It's pushing like 180,000 views now, and it was all about ranks and the rank system and how that shit works in this game. And I think it's still relevant to the community right now, so you can check it out right above if you haven't checked it out already, but I'm pretty sure everybody who's watched my channel has seen this video, unless you've straight up found me from this video. So check it out. It's there if you want to see it. But I'm probably going to have to make an update to that video in Season 2, because the rank adjustments they have made are fan-fucking-tastic. And they have made some major ones, and some people don't agree with the adjustments they're making, but I full-heartedly agree with all of the adjustments they're making, and I can't fucking wait to have these implemented. So, proper matchmaking based on skill level, create a competitive and fair point system. See that guy right over there? That dude that's just pissed off at the, that guy who's just hanging out playing the arcade machine? And he's just angry. That's every Tekken player in the world right now. We're all that dude. We're all pissed. All of us are pissed. And this is probably going to make us, most of us, unpissed. Based on skill level, you're going to be matched up against your opponent. Not based upon the fucking prowess garbage. Because say you want to rank up 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 different characters, and they're all in blue ranks, you're gonna be fighting Tekken Emperors and shit, and you're a fucking Raijin player. Why the hell are you fighting a Tekken Emperor if you're a Raijin just because you got 8 other characters to Raijin? Doesn't matter if you got all the characters to Raijin. You're still better, or you're still way shittier at the game than somebody who's got 1 character to Tekken Emperor. It's just fucking facts of life. It's like the sun is hot, water is wet, makes things wet, and fucking Tekken Emperors are a shit ton better than Raijin players. So, why the fuck are we doing the matchmaking based upon prowess? It makes no sense. So they're getting rid of that. They're creating a competitive and fair point system, which is fantastic as well. So we'll go more into that in a bit. And develop an environment that maintains goals and ensures long-term enjoyment. So, you know, like, that sounds like a dude, like, at the front of the class, and there's big-ass tables of executives and shit, like,
how can we develop an environment that maintains goals and ensures long-term enjoyment for the community of Tekken? We need this to happen, people. What are some ideas? Jim, what do you got? You've been writing and taking notes this whole time.
I'm just drawing a picture. It's a dog.
I like dog. Okay, good for you, Jim. What about you, Jeff? Mine's a cat. Fuck.
Yeah, that's basically the dev team right now, right? But they're trying to ensure long-term enjoyment, and I think that that means that we're going to enjoy this game long-term going forward. The reason I think that is because they're going to mitigate disparity in matchmaking. So basically your highest rank is going to be the character or the rank that they're going to be referencing when they find you an opponent in the system. So if your highest rank is God of Destruction, you will be fighting other gods of destruction. And if you're playing your Tekken King, which now the players who are God of Destruction in Season 2 will have Tekken King as every other character of theirs in Season 2. Not fucking Fujin. So no more blue ranks fighting against gods of literal destruction playing side characters. That's ridiculous. You've got God of Destruction players have amazing fundamentals, and blue rank players have shit fundamentals. So there's no way that a fucking Fujin with their main is going to do anything against a God of Destruction playing their Fujin character that they just picked up 10 minutes ago. They're going to wipe the floor with the Fujin main. It's just a fact. So that's not going to be a thing anymore. Because every character is going to be promoted automatically to Tekken King the second you reach God of Destruction. Maybe even Tekken God Supreme. Who knows? But I think that's a brilliant system. Because, yes, there's still a massive, massive difference between Tekken King and God of Destruction. Huge fucking there's a huge difference between Tekken King and Tekken Emperor. Like, there's a massive difference between those two ranks. Somebody who's never hit Tekken Emperor before and somebody who is a Tekken Emperor, those two people are far apart in terms of skill. Especially if they play the same character. A lot of the time it is up to the character you picked. But if you're playing the same character, one of you's a Tekken Emperor, one of you's a Tekken King, and you've never made Tekken Emperor, the Tekken Emperor's going to shit on you. That's just the way it works. Because in the rank discrepancy, once you hit the gold ranks, every rank you achieve after that is a big deal. And the skill gap is quite large from rank to rank to rank. It's not like blue ranks or purple ranks where, Fujins and Bushins are quite comparable now, and Mighty Rulers and Battle Rulers are quite comparable as well. It's very, very hard to distinguish what rank they are when they're playing in the blue ranks and the purple ranks, but you can tell, at least I can tell, normally, the difference between a Tekken King and a Tekken Emperor, or a Tekken Emperor and a Tekken God. It's a huge difference between those ranks. So now, it's going to be a lot more, the disparity is going to be a lot less. So everybody's going to have Tekken King from God of Destruction for all their other characters, and that's a fantastic change. Once you're at God of Destruction, all your characters should be gold ranks. Blue ranks are not for you. But they're doing a rank reset, and they're changing the point system. And I think that's phenomenal. The point system is looking a lot better than what they're doing currently. So, fantastic. And the rank reset is also fantastic. And they're adding new ranks. Not very creative ones, but still adding new ranks. I think it's fucking great. Well, before we go into that real quick, I do want to just show this beautiful little thing here. Right now, once you hit Raijin, all of your characters are promoted to red rank, to Garyu. Whatever. That's kind of doesn't really make a difference at the moment. But Tekken Emperor, everybody promoting to Flame Ruler that's absurd, because Tekken Emperors have pretty solid fundamentals, and Flame Rulers do not. So all your side characters and your sub characters are going to be Flame Ruler. If you're a Tekken Emperor, which means you're just going to steamroll the purple ranks and probably most of the blue ranks up until the point where you get close to the rank of your main, and that's bad for business. It just makes people that are stuck in those purple ranks, who have just started the game or just struggling with the game because there's a lot of bullshit going on with the game, whatever it may be, they're stuck in purple ranks. They don't want to be stuck there because your Tekken Emperor dumbass is beating the shit out of them when they don't even want to be fighting you right now. They want to fight Flame Rulers and Mighty Rulers and Battle Rulers. They don't want to fight Tekken Emperors masquerading as a Flame Ruler with their side character, because you still know all this frame data and knowledge and which direction to sidestep and what strings you can duck and all this shit, and they're still like, fucking, how do I do this combo again? Like, there's a huge skill gap. So there's no reason that there should be a purple rank should be fighting a fucking gold rank. That's insane. So, what they've done is they've adjusted it so that Fujin players, all of you guys, if you reach Fujin, which, hey, is gonna be a high rank again in Season 2, blue ranks are gonna matter. They're gonna mean something again. I think it's fucking awesome. Blue ranks right now are just, it's a cesspool of garbage and everybody's pissed. In blue ranks, the blue rank community is like a community in and of itself. It exists as like this side entity within Tekken that just stews and it gets angry over everything because the blue rank cesspool is a fucking cesspool in a black abyss of evil and nothingness, and people need to make their displeasures known on all the platforms of Discord and YouTube comments and Reddit and fucking all this bullshit. When, like, that's the mentality of, like, green and yellow ranks from previous Tekken games, right? So, and it was understandable at those ranks, because they're frustrated and Tekken's a hard game, and they're new, and they want to fucking do well, but they weren't bitching as much, because they were still a low rank, and they knew it. Whereas the blue ranks are so mad right now, because in their mind, they're good enough to hit this blue rank. That's a high rank, because on paper, blue ranks are very high ranks, right? So you get used to this idea of, oh, I'm really good. I'm kicking the shit out of people. I'm fucking Raijin. I'm fucking Kishin. I'm a Bushin. I'm pushing Tekken King now. I am beating the fuck out of everybody. But I'm Bushin and I'm stuck and I keep getting demoted to Kishin and Raijin and I'm pissed and I hate this fucking game and this bullshit and all these characters are broken and blah 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 blah. All this stuff is coming from the mentality that shouldn't exist because you were misled. I'm sorry, but this game has misled you to believe that you have exceptional fundamentals and skill because you've got the badge to prove it. But that badge does not necessarily reflect your skill anymore in blue ranks. Blue ranks are a very unfortunate spot to be right now because you're part of a community that even if you are innocent and you're not complaining and you're just happy to be there and you're just playing the game because you enjoy it and you just want to rank up when it's your time to rank up, for every one of you who has that mentality, there's 50 other people in the same position and rank as you who are making a huge kerfuffle about this game and the rank system and ranked online in general and everything, and we're all just forced to listen to this because we're all part of the same community and we all love this game and we want to be part of the community, but we keep running into this shit. People are bitching all over the place because they're stuck in blue ranks, which is actually, if you look at the data, it's probably the most popular chunk of ranks in the entire world. From Fujin to Bushin, that exists a huge chunk of the community. So, like, I don't know, maybe not 50%, but damn near 50%. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like over 30% of the community is stuck in blue ranks right now. Fujin is the most popular rank in the world. It used to be Garyu, which would have made more sense. But Fujin, being the most popular rank and most attained rank in the world, there's something not right with that. In Tekken 7, if you hit Fujin, you were a beast. You were really good. You might not have been playing in tournaments, you might not have been kicking ass in fucking big events, but you were a damn good Tekken player if you hit Fujin. Now, you hit Fujin, it doesn't mean a whole lot. It's just another rank. It's unfortunate because it should mean something. It should mean that you are a damn good Tekken player, and it just doesn't at this point. It's unfortunate that the ranks are the way that they are. But they've really fixed a lot of it now. I think Tekken King players, once you've achieved that rank, having all of your characters automatically get promoted to Fujin is a much better idea than having yourself be promoted one step further to Tekken Emperor and all of your characters be promoted to Flame Ruler. That makes no sense. Because between Tekken King and Tekken Emperor, like I said, huge difference in skill there. But all your other side characters are 2 ranks lower than Fujin? So you're going to be playing against players that are even lower than blue ranks? Are you fucking kidding me right now? hell no. It's a bad idea, and this is a way better change. So, fan-fucking-tastic. As for the point adjustment system, this is how it's going to look now. So, this is how it should have always been. But, you know, yeah, playing against a higher rank opponent. So, let's take Fujin into account, for example. If you beat somebody who's a Raijin, your point increase is about the same as if you beat a Fujin. Or a battle ruler, right? And if you lose, point decrease is about the same, right? Now, if you play somebody who's, say, a flame ruler and you're a Fujin, your point increase is pretty small if you win. And if you lose, the decrease is relative to how it would be if you lost to, like, a Raijin, which makes no sense. Because that player is 2 ranks lower than you, which is a big deal. So why aren't you losing a fuck ton of points for that? If you lost to someone 2 ranks lower than you, you should lose half the fucking point bar, right? So that's how it should be. Now, in Season 2, they've corrected it. And playing against a higher ranked opponent, your point increase is huge. So, if you're a fucking warrior and you beat a god of destruction, you're probably going to gain like 3,000 points for that. Right? But if the God of Destruction beats your ass, you might only lose 100 points. And that makes perfect sense, because you're beating up on a warrior, and you're God of Destruction. So, obviously, that's a ridiculous example, and I shouldn't have even used it, because warriors don't fight gods of destruction. But let's you get what my point is. Same thing for lower-ranked opponents. You know, if you beat somebody, say you're a Fujin again, you beat a fucking battle ruler, your point increase not going to be that big. But if you lose to the battle ruler, you're gonna get fucked up in the points, and it makes sense. And I'm glad that they added that. That's fucking great. So great system change. So the next little bit here is the enhancement of winning streak bonuses. For everybody who's blue ranks and above, you guys know that if we win 3 consecutive wins against an opponent who is within a 1 rank discrepancy of you, very specific prerequisites and conditions need to be met for the streak to be attained, but it exists, it's a thing, it's confusing, but it isn't that confusing. If you're a Fujin and you fight a Fujin player and you beat them twice, and then your next opponent is a Raijin, that will count towards your win streak currently in Season 1. So if you beat that Raijin, then you get your win streak, and you get your win streak bonus for more points. Now, if you lose to that Raijin, then you started a loss streak, and your win streak is nullified. So those 2 wins don't matter anymore. But if you won against that Fujin player, and the next player you fight is a Kishin, for example, and you're a Fujin, they're 2 ranks higher than you. So that 2-win streak that you had against the Fujin player previously is now in the bank. It's just chilling. Its data is registered, and it's sitting in cyberspace and just floating around waiting for you to fight somebody else who is either Battle Ruler, Fujin, or Raijin. Those are the 3 ranks that matter if you're a Fujin. And the same concept and logic applies to every single rank. Just change the ranks involved in that instance. I don't disagree with this system. I think it's an interesting system, but it was punishing as hell for losing, because if you lost 3 in a row, you would lose a fuck ton of points as well. So it's a catch-22. There's a positive factor to it, and there's a negative factor to it. It's hard to say what's actually fair about the whole damn thing. I think the big thing that makes the loss streak so egregious right now, and losing that many points, is a lot of the time you're losing points to players that aren't actually the rank that you are, and yet you still lost the same amount of points as if they were fighting you and were your same rank. So what I mean by that is, if you're a Fujin and you're fighting somebody else who's a Fujin, and they're not actually a Fujin, they're a god of destruction, you still lose the same amount of points for losing the 3rd loss in a row against a fellow Fujin Raijin Battle Ruler player, despite the fact that player's not actually a fucking Fujin. He's a god of destruction. Why am I losing 1,500 points to somebody who's gonna kick the shit out of me no matter what I do, because I'm not there yet? I should not be fighting Gods of Destruction. I shouldn't even be fighting fucking Tekken Kings if I'm a Fujin player, right? So, that's the thing. And I'm glad they changed this system. It's fantastic. So now, instead of the win streaks and all this garbage being so punishing to people, well, before I go off on that thought, let me finish the other thing I said about the Kishin player. So if you fight that Kishin player, because I know there's some people that are still confused about how the rank system works in this game, so I'm just doing this for shits and giggles right now. If you fight the Kishin player, and you've won against the Fujin player previously, twice, both matches, exited that match, found the next player, turns out to be a Kishin, you fight them, you beat them, you don't get a win streak bonus, because they have a 2-rank discrepancy. They have to be within the 1-rank discrepancy for the streak to count. But the plus side of that is if you lose to the Kishin, then your win streak is still intact. You can lose to the Kishin both matches, exit the match, find a Raijin player or a Fujin or a Battle Ruler, and then fight them, beat them, and there's your win streak. So you basically got back the points you lost when you lost to the Kishin player. Essentially, even though you lost twice, 2 matches in a row, you gained like 1,500 points from that win streak, which makes it so you're about where you should have been had you found, had you won a match against the Kishin and left or something. So it's a really confusing system, but it's not that hard to understand once you get it. Now for Season 2, what they've done is for ranks, red ranks and below, this means from Tenryu all the way down to beginner, which is a different thing now. They're not having streaks for higher ranks, they're doing the streaks for the lower ranks, which is, I think, a much better system because it makes it so you basically get out of the shit ranks a lot faster if that's where you are. If you're a good player and you are wanting to get out of beating up noobs, because nobody my level and above, I'm not saying I'm amazing at this game, but I don't like fighting against really newer players, and even people that have been playing the game for a couple of years but don't really know what the fuck they're doing, that are maybe stuck in Fujin or Battle Ruler, Flame Ruler ranks. I don't get any enjoyment out of beating up on those players. I would much rather fight somebody who I can learn something from, who I'm much more likely to learn something from. So that's why they're implementing this system, because a lot of people have the same mentality that I do. If you're red rank and below, your bonus points increase progressively based on consecutive wins, starting from just 2 victories. So as soon as you get your second victory already, your second match victory, you've already gained your first win streak. And so you've gained a lot more points than had you just won the one match. If you win the one match, maybe you get 500 points. You win the second match, now you've got 1,000 points, making the total 1,500 points for how many points you've earned for that specific set. Now you're moving on to the next opponent. And if you beat them again, 2 more, maybe you get another 1,500 points. As far as I know, they stack, though. I thought it stacks. Let me just find that spot. I'm pretty sure it stacks. I can't find it, but I know that there was something mentioned in the Tekken talk where I thought it was mentioned, so I might be wrong about this, but if you gain a win streak and you got like 10 win streaks, if you got 10 wins in a row, then your points are going to reflect that. It's going to be more skill-based. If you're able to beat 10 opponents in the new system that they've got, where every opponent you get is going to be more or less around the skill of you, and you've got a big win streak going like that, then I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this because I might be wrong, maybe I was too fucking stoned at the time, but I swear I heard them say that the points stack. So 500 points for winning your first match, 1,000 points for winning your second match. You won the third match with a different opponent, same rank as you, 1,500 points for that win. Win number 4, you gain 2,000 points now. So you're just flying through the ranks. As far as I'm aware, maybe not that many points are increased. I'm pretty sure that that's what they said. So I'm going to just go out on a limb and say that that's the case. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I think this is cool, what they added here. They're going to reflect what the highest rank you achieved in Season 1 was. So if, in my case, I'm sitting at Tekken God with Kazuya, That's the highest rank I've achieved with Kazuya. And that's the highest rank I've achieved with anybody, because I don't want to be God of Destruction with any character except Kazuya. And maybe that's my own stubbornness. I could choose Dragunov and Jin and maybe go get God of Destruction before Season 2 comes out. But I don't want to do that. I want to get my boy, the character that I care about, the character I love more than any other character in fighting games, to God of Destruction. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. I don't even want to get Heihachi or Devil Jin to God of Destruction, even though I love them almost as much. Now, maybe not almost as much as Kazuya, but I still love the shit out of both those characters. Kazuya is just my boy. He's part of me. He needs to be my only GOD. The problem is, I don't play ranked enough, and I don't really have a lot of time to play ranked, because I got a lot of shit going on right now. I got voice acting school, I got a family, I got a whole bunch of stuff that takes priority, auditions, all this kind of stuff. So ranked play for me, while trying to maintain my YouTube channel and put out videos on a semi-consistent basis, doesn't happen very often. So I'm very much in a spot where I'm not able to rank up as fast as I would like to, or even play ranked as much as I would like to. And that's okay, because maybe I'll get some time between now and the end of March, and I'll be able to get Kazuya to God of Destruction before then, and then we'll see. But this is a nice little thing that they did by adding this little badge that gets to display what your first season highest rank was. So if you hit Tekken King, you're gonna get a Tekken King badge. Even if you've hit Tekken God Supreme and you got demoted all the way down to fucking Fujin, you're still gonna get a Tekken God Supreme badge. I mean, I don't think there's anybody on the planet that's dealt with that, but you never know. Who knows? There's a lot of bullshit in this game. Maybe people have been demoted from Tekken God Supreme to Fujin. But regardless, the point is, they're doing something to make it so playing ranked in Season 1 for the next month is still worth it. You should still try to play ranked, get as high as you can, get as high as you can while you're playing ranked, and then get as high as you can in the game, wink wink, nudge nudge, and just have some fun with the game still, because there's a reason to play ranked. You still have something to shoot for, because this little badge is going to show up in Season 2. So if you want to plaster that, hey, I made Tekken King, everybody, check me out, I'm really good, then there you go. That's something else to look forward to for the future game. But the next thing here, I just want to click on this thing real quick. This is a really pretty screen. I love what I like the badges, man. Ranks they look so pretty in this game. This is a cool fix. I love this. This is fantastic. So, how this is going to work, if you're beginner to warrior, you're not going to get your rank reset. Obviously. Makes perfect sense. Those are free ranks for everybody anyways. If you're beginner to warrior, you rank up to warrior for free. You don't lose any points for losing. Beginner, second dan, first dan, what is it? Fucking fighter, combatant, no, strategist, combatant. Next up you got brawler, ranger, and cavalry. Those 8 ranks. And then warrior as well, although warrior has the first it gives you the first time that you can potentially demote back down to cavalry, but you will never demote down to ranger, because green ranks, teal ranks, silver ranks, they don't allow you to demote. You keep promoting, even if you're getting your ass kicked 50 times and then you win once, you're still going to gain points more than you have lost, because you've lost none. I think it's a stupid system. I fucking hate that idea. And in fact, I hope that they just silently remove that. Make it so the ranks mean something at every level. There's a reason green rank mentality was so forgivable back in the day, because players who worked their asses off in the game, in their mind, no, not that they worked their asses off, but they tried really hard, did the best they could, but they only achieved green ranks, so they weren't that angry. Right? Now all the people who have achieved green ranks in the past are sitting in fucking Fujin rank, blue ranks in this game, and they're angry because, oh, I'm really good. Like I said, it's that mentality that they've allowed the players to have, simply for the fact of they give you free ranks, all the way up to warrior, and then they've eliminated a shit ton of ranks as well. So it's much easier to rank up to yellow, and then it's much easier to rank up to blue from there, because there's not a whole lot of issues. When it comes to those ranks, they're quite easy to get out of. There's not a whole lot of skill down there. So it's, well, I don't know. The thing I'm saying is, if you're a green rank player, you know where you stand, right? So you're not going to kick up that much of a fuss. But if you're a blue rank player, it almost comes with that sense of entitlement. Now I feel like I'm good enough to bitch, and now everybody's good enough to bitch. And so there's a lot of bitching going on. And I've already said this in the video, but I'm just saying it again because I want them to get rid of that free rank bullshit. Beginner to warrior should not be free. You should demote at every rank. Maybe go free ranks up to teal ranks, so that it incentivizes the brand spanking new players to maybe achieve a new color. Beginner, second dan, first dan, those are free. Then once you hit fighter and you're in the teal ranks, you should potentially be able to demote. I think that's where the demotions should start. Teal ranks and green ranks were demotable in Tekken 7 and every game prior. Why are they free in this game? It's just, that's why the ranks are so fucked. Make everything matter. Make it all count. So that's one thing. So no reset there. But if you're an assailant, you're going to get reset to warrior. No big deal. You've only lost one rank. If you're dominator and vanquisher, you're going to go down to assailant. Sorry, vanquishers. You feel like you've achieved a new color, but it's not going to be around much longer because you will be going back down to yellow. Apologies, but that's just the case. Same thing with destroyers, eliminators. You guys probably even more get a kick in the nuts because now you're going straight down to dominator, and you've been in the orange ranks for quite some time probably. So that sucks for those players. But again, these ranks are going to start meaning something again. Yellow ranks are going to be beginner ranks still, but once you get to the fucking blue ranks, even the purple ranks, things are going to start seeming like there's more competition in these ranks now. This rank reset is going to put everybody down to the level that they're at, and they're struggling in right now in Tekken 8. Everybody that's Garyu Tenryu is going to be a vanquisher. Mighty Ruler to Battle Ruler is going to be a Garyu. That's gotta suck. That's gonna suck. Purple rank. The highest purple rank is gonna go down to the lowest red rank. So you guys gotta get your shit together. But you'll be all right. If you were able to get Battle Ruler in Season 1, I'm sure you'll be able to get Mighty Ruler in Season 2. So I wouldn't worry about it, but there is, it's going to be stacked. The competition's going to be stacked. Fujin Raiden players, you're going to be busted down to Mighty Ruler. Kishin Bushin players going to Flame Ruler. Tekken King and Tekken Emperors are going down to Fujin, which is fucking massive. Tekken Emperors are going down to Fujin. So blue ranks are going to be big again. There's a lot of really strong players sitting in Tekken King and Tekken Emperor that are hard stuck at those ranks because there's so much competition in the gold ranks. Now, that competition is going to see itself live in the blue ranks. So blue ranks are going to be where all the big boys are again. Tekken God Supreme, that's where I'm at right now. You're going to be busted down to Kishin. So, I'm going to be a blue rank player again. And it's going to mean something because blue ranks are a strong rank again. Cool. I approve of this message because it's fantastic. That's how it's always been. Blue ranks were, holy fuck. When you saw a blue rank player in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, you run into a Fujin in that game and you are shitting your pants. Like, this dude is a monster. Because that ranking system was so nuts. You got one match with one opponent, and then you lost or you won. And whatever happened, whether they rage quit or they stuck with it and kicked the shit out of you, or you beat them, doesn't matter. That was the one match you got. Horrible system. But it was the one match you got, and then you moved on to the next opponent. You might run into the same guy again and go for a set, but You only get one match at a time before you have to go back into the lobby and search for another opponent. Ridiculous, stupid system. I hated it. Tekken 7 had a much better system involved. But because of that harsh environment in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, blue rank players were monsters. Like JDCR level of play. Knee, Arslan Ash, like those guys were hitting blue ranks in Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I'm not even kidding, that's a fact. Blue ranks were super high back then. Now they're a joke, an absolute fucking joke. So it's nice to see that the blue ranks aren't going to be as dominating as they were in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, but they're certainly going to be a lot better than they are now. Like they're a joke rank right now, and I don't mean that with any disrespect to any players stuck in blue ranks, but to me, players stuck in blue ranks in Tekken 8, you guys would not have made it out of red ranks in any other game. And in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, you guys would probably not have made it out of fucking yellow ranks. No, I'm not exaggerating. That game was ruthless with the ranks. Tekken 7, a little more lenient, especially in Season 2 and onward. But Tekken 8 is just, blue ranks mean nothing. So I'm glad that they're bringing them back to meaning something. And I think it's a great idea to have God of Destruction put everybody to Tekken King. So Tekken King is going to be huge. If you're a Tekken King, you're a beast. You're a fucking monster. So, good for you if you hit God of Destruction. I'm going to try to go for God of Destruction before Season 2. We'll see what happens. I'm fine with being where I am. I've already got a free Kishin for my Kazuya. And then we'll see where things go from there. I guess my Tekken Emperor Heihachi and my Tekken King Devil Jin are going to be both Fujin rank. So, that'll be fun to see how everything works out and to see all the competition back in blue ranks again. I'm super stoked for that. Finally, the intense shit, the last thing about the ranks that I want to talk about in this video. The implementation of more God of Destruction ranks. So there's God of Destructions 1 through 7, and then you hit God of Destruction Ouroboros, or God of Destruction Infinity, whatever you want to call that. You can just say Ouroboros rank. God of Destruction now has a superior rank to it. Ouroboros is going to exist specifically for the highest tier of high tier players in the community. Like the Arslan Ashes and the Knees of the world are going to be the only guys capable of hitting God of Destruction Ouroboros. I don't think I don't see myself ever hitting that rank. Maybe if I bust my fucking ass or something. But even guys like the main man, who's a much better Tekken player than I am, I don't think he could even hit this rank. I mean, maybe he will, because he plays it so often and he knows so much about this game. He might be able to, but they say that it's going to be extremely hard. The ranking up, once you've hit God of Destruction, the rank system is going to change as far as difficulty. It's going to be night and day. And so you see all the little balls and the crystals that show up on God of Destruction 1. When you achieve that rank, you get a little green ball in the corner, on the top left corner. God of Destruction 2, you get a green ball, and then like a puke-colored ball right under the D. So there's two little balls with the big 2 on the side. And then with number 3, you get a ball next to the puke-colored one that's kind of orange. And with number 4, you get a red one that's next to the orange one. And then with number 5, you get a purple one that's next to the fucking... okay, so I get what they're doing. I get what they're doing. Okay, so essentially they're saying you're the green ranks of God of Destruction if you hit God of Destruction 1. So now you're the yellow ranks of God of Destruction if you hit God of Destruction 2. The color scheme is following the pattern of the color scheme of the rank system in general. So, cool. I think that's a fun idea. But essentially you're just collecting Dragon Balls. You collect all 7 Dragon Balls, and then you have the potentiality of ranking up to Ouroboros. But that shit's gonna be... I bet you $10 that this system here is going to be much more difficult to attain and to get through than achieving Tekken God Omega was in Tekken 7. Tekken God Omega was a rank they added at the end of the game, near the end of the game's life, to improve the rank system and give players that had achieved Tekken God Prime with like all fucking 50 characters something else to fucking do. And God Omega was a much harder rank to achieve than Tekken God Prime was. It had it punished the shit out of you for lose streaks, and it didn't really reward you all that much for wins. So it was a very difficult rank to achieve, and only the best of the best players in the world were able to achieve multiple Tekken God Omegas, like 5-6 Tekken God Omegas. Those guys were like knee level of skill, the best players in the world. I think Ouroboros is going to be even harder to achieve than that from what they're saying in this Tekken talk. So that's insane. If you run into an Ouroboros player, they're probably a tournament winning level player. So going to be very few and far between of those, but I'm super excited to see the leaderboards stack up with how many people are going to be achieving from God of Destruction to 1 to 2 to 3. Finally, the Ouroboros guys, there's going to be maybe like 10 of them at the top there. All of them are going to be tournament level players. I mean, the leaderboards are going to be thinned out to the way that they should be. Like, things are going to look better. They've added 8 more ranks into this game, and yeah, they're lazy and they're not really all that pretty looking in the broad spectrum, but I think Ouroboros looks pretty badass, personally, and I think that it's going to reconcile the idea of the fact that they eliminated so many ranks from Tekken 8 to from Tekken 7 to Tekken 8. That's going to be reconciled now. Now they've added these ranks, and they're at the top of the fucking totem pole. So they're going to be for the best of the best players in the world only. Already, I mean, hitting God of Destruction is going to be a fucking chore, let alone all the ranks past that. Because if you've achieved God of Destruction already, you're going to be busted down to Tekken King. And then only the greats are going to be able to get to Tekken Emperor, and the amazing players will get to Tekken God, the phenomenal ones will get to Tekken God Supreme, and the gods are going to be promoted to Gods of Destruction. And then the best of the best of the best are going to be the ones in the higher ranks above that. And I think that's great. That's how it fucking should be. These ranks should mean something. This should be a full-on indicator of your skill. But they're not right now. And I think that they're going to be in Season 2 for all the ranks, not just the top GOD ranks. I'm talking about fucking the blue ranks are going to mean something again. Gold ranks will mean something again. Fucking, it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it. Things are going looking up for Tekken 8. The last thing I'm going to talk about, because this video is long as fuck at this point, is this is the shit that I'm over the moon about. I am so happy to see this. These two characters, Dragunov and Jin, as you see on screen, this is the ghost versus ghost shit. I don't really care about that. I don't compete in very many tournaments, but I consider myself not really a casual player. I'm in that gray area. I'm not competitive, but I'm also not casual. I don't know where I am. I don't look at this game like I want to mash buttons. I want to learn everything about this fucking game that I can. And then I want to share that knowledge with you guys. And so, for me, these guys have been driving me fucking crazy for the longest time, for the entire time that Tekken's been out. And I know that it's the same for everybody else. Obviously, Dragunov and Jin are horrible and egregious for this whole community right now, in the state that they're in Season 1. But in Season 2, there are some changes that are evident from this little bit of gameplay. I'm not going to talk about the ghost versus ghost shit, because again, like I said, I don't really, it's kind of a casual thing that I don't really find any appeal towards. But in this little showcase, they weren't trying to show this stuff, but they just happened to show that this stuff occurred. So there's a couple events that happened that showcase the nerfs of these characters, and I'm blown the fuck away right now. So you got Dragunov, he gets his counter hit, down back 3+4, the hatchet kick. Looks to me like another counter hit, another hatchet kick on counter hit is not guaranteed after this. So Dragunov does, his crouching 3 to Jin. Maybe he could have got another hatchet there, but I don't know. It seemed like Jin got knocked a little further away. And hatchet has very poor range now. So, is it guaranteed? Because it is currently. But it doesn't seem like it's guaranteed anymore. So let's keep going. There's another thing that I found here. That this shit. So he does up forward 4, Dragunov. And you used to be able to get the down 3, 2, 1 plus 2 little mini combo, right? Now look at this shit. Up forward 4. That should have given him a little mini combo. You knocked him down. Now it doesn't connect anymore. So that's not guaranteed anymore. So that's a fucking nerf. What else is there? There's a couple of things. Just gonna keep this going for a sec because I know that there's so Jin's Hell Sweep Oki has been neutered. It looks like he's got a few extra frames of recovery after Hell Sweep connects. Maybe it might just be the AI, but to me, this kind of looks like Jin's got a few extra frames of recovery. The down 2, though, is the thing I want to point out here. If Dragunov had got up exactly like that in Season 1, he would have gotten hit by the down 2. Jin's down 2's range and tracking has been nerfed to shit. Fuck yeah! That's a yes! Thank... Oh! Good. Get fucked, Jin. Fuck that guy. And fuck that move. And fuck this whole character, man. Jin sucks ass. I hate this character in this game. He used to be so cool in Tekken 7. I played Jin a little bit in Tekken 7. I got him up to blue ranks in Tekken 7. I loved Jin in Tekken 7, but in Tekken 8, he sucks ass. He is so ridiculously brain-dead, broken. I hate this character. Like, why would you do that to one of the coolest characters in fighting it? Well, I'm not going to go that far. Jin isn't that cool. He's a bit too emo for my dumb ass. But, just think that they turned a brilliant character into just a character that oozes garbage. He's just shit now. And part of the reason for that is this down 2 garbage that he does. Down 2, forward 4, 2-1-4, and heat smash, and his heat burst. With the range and how low it hits to the ground, it's insane. And it looks like they've nerfed the range on the tracking and the tracking on down 2. It definitely is evident there. So Jin does the Hell Sweep, and down 2 should have been connected. Yeah, should have connected here because Dragunov got up by holding back. Down 2 is guaranteed if you get up that way. It doesn't hit anymore. So that's fucking awesome. They've nerfed the shit out of that. So the range is shit, the tracking is shit. Beautiful. So now Dragunov's going to do some stuff, and he goes for a QCF4, and it doesn't hit grounded anymore, which is amazing. So that move probably got neutered to shit as well. So I was pretty accurate with my statement initially when I said that the characters are the top 5 are going to be heavily neutered and just completely outright destroyed to the point where they got like the Fakum Ram treatment from Tekken 7 where he goes from top tier to borderline useless, which he currently is in Tekken 7, especially compared to how he was on release. Looks like they're doing the same thing with the top 5. Dragunov, Jin, Nina, Yoshimitsu, hopefully Clive. They're all going to get kneecapped. All of them are going to get kneecapped. The 4 I mentioned first, Yoshi, Jin, Dragunov, Nina, those 4 are undisputedly the strongest characters in the game. Now, those are the top 4 in everybody's book, unless you're weird or you don't know much about the game or you're still learning, or maybe you just have a disagreeing opinion because you've run into other, you've been exposed to different situations, but just trust me on this. If you have a different opinion, it's wrong. The top 4 characters are Jin, Dragunov, Nina, Yoshimitsu, and you can order them any way you like. I have Jin at the top, but that's because of the tournaments that he's won and that he's done so well at, and the heavy representation at tournaments from multiple different players. So I think that that's the top 5 currently. You could throw in Kuma. Kuma could be argued to be top 5 currently. But, I mean, there's a strong argument for Kuma being in the top 5 instead of Clive, maybe. But the other 3, the other 4, I mean, Yoshi, Dragunov, Jin, and Nina, those 4 are definitively the top 4 in this game. And they deserve to be completely kneecapped. And so does Kuma, to be honest. Kuma's chip damage is going to be outright destroyed. Kuma's heat probably destroyed because of the chip damage being destroyed, which will make the fighting Kuma experience a lot easier to deal with. And then I hope they get rid of the bear ass at the wall, that combo that Kuma does. That unscaled bear ass damage is stupid. Should not exist. I know bears are supposed to have big damage, but that's ridiculous. Big damage. It's one thing to say your character has big damage. It's another thing to say that your character's damage is unhealthy for the game's stability, which Kuma's damage currently is. That wall damage is stupid. He's the only character in the game that has such ridiculous wall combo damage. So, there you go. Dragunov QCF4 whiffs on the ground. Doesn't hit ground anymore. Looks like it's still not the easiest to sidestep while running 2, but that's okay. QCF4 being nerfed is really all that Dragunov needs, in my opinion, right now. And then I think he'll be a pretty decent character. Fair and balanced, and it won't be such a pain in the ass to fight him anymore. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. The video's almost 2 fucking hours long. I've been talking my ass off for that amount of time. I need to drink some water and not fucking talk anymore. So that's it. I'm done. I'm gonna put it to a different screen so that I can at least. There you go. Yeah, that works. Evo Japan May 9th. That's neat. Cool. I'm excited. I can't fucking wait for Evo Japan. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Excuse me. So, those are my thoughts. Let me know down below if you enjoyed the video. I will try to be, posting another video soon. Subscribe, like, and comment. I would really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Also, check out my album. Here's the album. The cover art is up now. Should be. The cover art was done by my beautiful lady, Cammie. Most of you know her, I'm sure. She is quite the artist, as you can tell. It's a badass fucking album cover, and I love this fucking thing. And the album is my best work, in my opinion. So check out the fucking album. I just released it February 1st. So it's got 12 songs on there, and they're heavy metal bangers. So fucking turn it up, bang your head. I don't care if you pay for the album. I don't care if you fucking stream it on Spotify. I don't care if you download it illegally. Just listen to the fucking album. That's all I care about. Hell yeah. So thanks for that. And yeah, that's all I got. So much love. Leave a comment in the algorithm. Like the video. Share the video around. And I will see you on the next one, everybody. So till next time, keep rocking out, keep gaming, and can't fucking wait for season 2.